Wisdom beyond 60, dear everyone. Let me begin with a question that might shake your beliefs. Have you ever considered that what you do in the quiet hours of the evening could secretly hold the power to either extend your life or quietly take away years from it? Many people assume that after 60, longevity is determined by genetics or fate. But I have discovered, through both research and personal experience, that sometimes the most overlooked habits, the ones that slip into our evenings unnoticed, can shape how well and how long we live. I used to think that age alone was what made us weaker, slower, more forgetful. But then I learned something that changed me. The evening routine, those simple actions before sleep, could either renew the body or drain it. Think about it. How many nights have we eaten late, sat for hours in front of a glowing screen, or pushed sleep further into the night, believing it wouldn't matter? The truth is, it does matter. More than we realize. And what startled me most is this: the way we end our day quietly scripts the way we will live our tomorrows. This is not about fear. It's about awareness. It's about uncovering what has been hidden in plain sight. Evening is not just the close of a day. It is the gateway to healing, to restoration, and to the longevity we all hope for after 60. What if the danger we face is not out there in the world, but right here, in our homes, in the very routines we repeat without questioning? And here is where I invite you to stay with me. Because what I am about to share in the next parts of this video might surprise you, might even shock you, but it will also open the door to choices that are entirely within your control. Longevity after 60 does not belong to chance. It belongs to those who dare to look at their evenings differently. If this message resonates with you, I kindly ask that you subscribe to Beyond 60 Wisdom. Your support gives us the strength to continue creating heartfelt videos that inspire and guide you on this journey of healthy, fulfilling years. Before we move on, let me leave you with a question to reflect on. A, do you believe that what you do in the evening has little to no impact on your health after 60? B, or do you believe that your evening routine could hold the hidden key to a longer, better life? Write your answer, A or B, in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts, and I want this community to grow through shared wisdom. And please, don't go anywhere, because the most important and revealing part of this message is still ahead. What I'm about to tell you next may change the way you see every single evening for the rest of your life. Stay with me, because the answers that could transform your longevity after 60 are waiting just around the corner. I once met a man named Robert, a 68-year-old retiree living in California. When I visited his home, what struck me wasn't his age, but his energy. Every evening, just as the sun began to fade, he would take a slow walk around his garden, breathing in the cool night air. Afterward, he would sit quietly with a cup of chamomile tea, put away his phone, and read a few pages of his favorite book before bed. There was nothing extraordinary in what he did, yet the way he carried himself told a story of vitality and peace. His face was calm, his steps steady, and his memory sharp. Watching him, I realized that aging gracefully was not about escaping time. It was about choosing how to live within it. On the other hand, I have seen friends the same age who spend their evenings glued to screens, eating heavy meals long after sunset, and staying awake until past midnight. They often tell me how tired they feel the next day, hey, how their minds seem foggy, or how their bodies don't bounce back the way they used to. These differences taught me something powerful. It isn't just the years we live that matter, but how we choose to end each day. The evening is not a small detail in our routine. It is the foundation of how our body and mind recover, repair, and prepare for tomorrow. Science supports this truth. Our bodies are designed to restore themselves at night. But if we ignore the signals, pushing sleep later, eating too close to bedtime, or filling our minds with restless stimulation, we interrupt that natural healing process. Over time, the damage adds up quietly, leaving us weaker than we should be. Yet when we respect the evening and give it space for calm, the body responds. Muscles repair more fully, the brain clears away unnecessary clutter, and the heart is given a chance to rest. The gift of the evening is renewal, if only we choose to allow it. I often think of this contrast as two roads. One road looks easy, full of convenience, late dinners, endless shows, endless scrolling, but it quietly steals our strength. The other road looks simple, maybe even ordinary. A light meal, a short walk, a few minutes of reflection, a gentle bedtime. But that road holds the power to give us more mornings, more energy, and more time with those we love. Longevity after 60 is not about fighting against age. It is about aligning with the rhythms that give us life. I have felt the difference myself. On nights when I honor my body with rest, I wake up lighter, sharper, more ready to embrace the day. On nights when I ignore it, I feel the weight immediately. The choice is always ours, and that choice is repeated every evening. Stay with me, because the next part of this video is where I will share the most practical and life-changing steps you can take tonight to transform your evenings. These are not complicated ideas. They are simple shifts anyone can make, and they can change the way you age from this moment forward. Don't go anywhere, because what's coming may be the key you've been waiting for. When I look beyond individual stories and focus on the bigger picture, one truth becomes undeniable. Across cultures, across continents, and across generations, those who live long and healthy lives share something in common. They honor the rhythm of the evening. In Okinawa, Japan, where some of the world's longest living people reside, evenings are not about rushing or overstimulation. Families gather for light meals, quiet conversations, or a slow walk through the village. In Sardinia, Italy, elders are known to spend their evenings connecting with neighbors, laughing, and enjoying a simple glass of wine before retiring early. And here in America, studies have shown that older adults who create consistent evening routines centered on relaxation and restoration enjoy sharper minds and greater energy well into their later years. The message is universal. Longevity after 60 is not about luck, nor is it about surrendering to age. It is about the deliberate choices we make at the close of each day. Evening is not a minor detail. It is a turning point. It can either become the silent partner that supports our vitality, or it can be the quiet thief that drains it. The difference is not found in expensive solutions or dramatic changes, but in how we choose to value those final hours before sleep. This realization gave me a sense of empowerment I didn't expect. For so long, I believed aging meant decline, as if time itself was stronger than in any effort I could make. But what I learned is that time is not my enemy. It is my teacher. It reminds me that if I respect my body's need for rest, if I protect the sanctity of the evening, then age becomes not a burden, but a stage of wisdom and possibility. That shift in perspective changed everything for me, and I believe it can for you as well. The truth is, no matter where we live, our bodies follow the same human design. We heal when we rest. We thrive when our evenings give us calm, connection, and consistency. And we suffer when those evenings are filled with stress, overstimulation, or disregard for our natural needs. The beauty of this truth is that it places the power back in our hands. After 60, longevity is less about genetics and more about how we care for ourselves day after day, especially at night. So as I reflect on the wisdom of those who live long, joyful lives across the world, I can't help but feel encouraged. If they can do it, so can we. Our evenings can be a sacred time of renewal, a quiet gift we give to ourselves, a bridge to the mornings yet to come. Stay with me, because in the next part, I will share clear and practical evening practices that you can begin tonight. These steps are simple, but their impact is profound, and they may hold the very key to reshaping how you age from this moment on. Don't leave yet. The most important part is just ahead. Now that we've uncovered the hidden truth about how evenings shape our health and longevity, it's time to talk about what we can actually do. I want to share with you some practical steps that I've tried myself, and I've seen others embrace, that truly transform the way we feel after 60. These are not complicated or overwhelming changes. In fact, they are simple choices that bring immediate peace to the body and mind, and over time, they open the door to more vibrant years ahead. The first change is to rethink dinner. So many of us grew up believing that the evening meal should be the biggest and most filling of the day. But after 60, our bodies digest more slowly, and a heavy meal at night often leads to discomfort restless sleep, and even fatigue the next morning. Choosing a lighter, earlier dinner, something warm, nourishing, and gentle on the stomach, allows the body to focus on renewal instead of struggling through the night. I've seen the difference in my own mornings when I make this simple adjustment. The second step is to protect ourselves from the glow of screens. Phones, tablets, and televisions can keep our minds active long past the time we should be winding down. The light tells our brain to stay awake, even when the body longs for rest. I found that creating a digital sunset, where I put my devices away at least an hour before bed, changed the quality of my sleep dramatically. Those quiet moments without distraction gave me time to think, to reflect, and to reconnect with myself. Another powerful practice is to create a ritual of relaxation. This doesn't need to be elaborate. For some, it's reading a favorite book. For others, it might be listening to soft music, journaling, or even simply sitting in silence with a warm drink. These small habits act as signals, telling both mind and body that it is safe to let go of the day. For me, writing down 3 things I'm grateful for each night has been an anchor. It shifts my focus away from stress and toward peace, which carries me gently into sleep. Consistency is also key. Our bodies thrive on rhythm. Going to bed and waking up around the same time each day reinforces the natural cycle that governs energy and healing. When I began keeping a steady bedtime, I noticed that falling asleep became easier and waking up felt more refreshing. It's a reminder that discipline is not about restriction. It's about freedom, the freedom to wake with energy and clarity. Finally, I want to emphasize the importance of emotional release. Carrying worries and unspoken tensions into the night is like trying to sleep with weights pressing on the chest. Finding a way to let go through deep breathing, prayer, or even talking with a loved one creates space for true rest. The body cannot heal if the heart is unsettled. Giving ourselves permission to end the day in peace is one of the greatest gifts we can offer ourselves. These practices are not about perfection. They are about progress, about honoring ourselves enough to make the evening a sacred time of renewal. And the beauty is, you can begin tonight. Choose one small step and let it guide you. Over time, these choices build upon each other, and the difference becomes undeniable. Stay close, because in the next part of this journey, I will bring everything together and show you how these practices lead to something even more powerful, a way to redefine aging itself. Don't leave now, because what comes next may completely shift how you see the years ahead. When I look back at everything we've shared together in this journey, one truth shines more clearly than any other. Longevity after 60 is not a distant dream, nor is it something reserved only for a lucky few. It is a path that each of us can walk, step by step, choice by choice, evening by evening. The power lies not in extraordinary solutions, but in ordinary moments treated with care. What we do at the close of each day sets the tone for how we live the next one. And when we honor those hours, we give ourselves the gift of more mornings filled with strength, clarity, and joy. The beauty of this message is that it does not demand perfection. I am not asking you to change everything at once or to compare yourself with others. I am inviting you to take ownership of your evenings and to see them as sacred. Every small shift matters. A lighter meal, an earlier bedtime, a moment of gratitude, or even 10 minutes of calm before sleep. All of these carry more weight than we often realize. They are not just habits. They are signals to your body and mind that you respect them enough to give them what they truly need. What moves me most is the thought that it is never too late. I have spoken with people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who believed that change was behind them. Yet when they began adjusting their evenings, they discovered new energy, clearer thoughts, and a sense of peace they hadn't felt in years. Their stories remind me, and I hope they remind you, that longevity is not about adding years simply for the sake of counting them. It is about adding life to the years we already have, filling them with meaning, connection, and presence. I know this from my own experience as well. On nights when I choose to care for myself, when I step away from distractions and lean into rest, I feel the difference immediately. And when I slip back into old habits, I see how quickly the body lets me know. This awareness is not meant to bring guilt. It is meant to awaken us to the power we still hold. At 60 and beyond, the decisions we make carry more significance, not less. That is both a responsibility and a gift. So as we close this part of our journey, I encourage you to look at your evenings differently. Imagine them not as the leftovers of your day, but as the doorway into the life you want to keep living. Each evening is a chance to extend kindness to yourself, to protect your health, and to write the story of how you will age with dignity, strength, and wisdom. And I ask you, don't stop here, because in the next part of this video, I will bring everything together in a way that shows you how these simple practices do more than improve sleep or energy. They reveal a deeper truth about aging, one that can completely reshape the way you see your future. So please, stay with me, because the most important insight is yet to come, and it may change how you live every evening from this day forward. As we reach this point, I want to bring everything together and speak to you from the heart. Longevity after 60 is not only about extending time, it is about transforming the way we live the time we already have. It is about stepping into each evening, each day, with awareness and intention. When we think of aging, many of us imagine decline, but what I've seen and experienced is something far more powerful. Aging can be a stage of life where wisdom, calm, and purpose become our greatest strengths. The choices we make now, especially in the evenings when our bodies seek restoration, shape how fully we can embrace that strength. What I've learned is that the evening is not just a routine to pass through. It is a mirror. It reflects back the values we hold for ourselves. If we choose rest, reflection, and peace, that mirror shows a body and mind that feel nourished and cared for. If we choose distraction, stress, or neglect, it quietly reflects fatigue, confusion, or heaviness. The most moving realization for me has been that this reflection is not permanent. It changes the moment we do. At any age, we still have the power to rewrite the story of how we end our days. When I look at cultures around the world where people live the longest, one thread ties them together. It is not wealth, it is not advanced technology, it is rhythm, simplicity, and connection. They live in tune with the cycles of nature. They honor rest. They treat evenings as sacred, not as wasted time. And this perspective reminds me that living well is not about doing more, but about doing what matters most. We don't need to chase complicated solutions. We need to return to what the body and spirit have always known. Evenings are a time for healing, for gratitude, for closing one chapter and preparing for the next. I want you to think about what this could mean in your own life. Imagine evenings not as an ending, but as a beginning. Imagine finishing your day with calm, feeling your body exhale as you step into bed, knowing you've given yourself the chance to wake up renewed. That shift alone can make the difference between merely existing and truly living. For me, this understanding has brought peace, and I want you to feel that same peace. What matters most is not that you change everything overnight, but that you begin with one step. That step could be tonight. Each evening holds the possibility of renewal. And when you string together enough of those evenings, you create a life that feels lighter, healthier, and more meaningful. Longevity after 60 is not simply about years. It is about evenings filled with choices that keep your spirit alive. Don't leave yet, because in the next part, I will share the most inspiring insight of all. How these changes not only support your body, but awaken a deeper sense of purpose and joy in your life. What's coming may touch your heart in a way you did not expect. So stay with me, because the best is still ahead. There is something powerful that happens when we begin to connect the lessons of the evening routine with the deeper purpose of our lives. After 60, many of us ask questions we may not have had time for in our younger years. What truly matters now? What do I want the rest of my days to look like? These questions are not small. They are the very foundation of longevity. Because longevity is not simply about adding more years to a calendar. It is about ensuring that the years we have are filled with meaning, peace, and fulfillment. I have come to see that every evening carries a symbolic weight. It does more than prepare us for sleep. It teaches us how to let go. Each night, when we choose calm over chaos, we are practicing the art of release. We are releasing the stresses of the day, the unfinished conversations, the worries about tomorrow, and that act of release becomes a model for how to live, holding on to what nourishes us and letting go of what burdens us. The people who live the longest and happiest lives are not those who never face hardship, but those who learn how to release it when the day is done. This understanding changes the way I see aging. Aging is not only a biological process, it is an emotional and spiritual one. To live long is also to live light, to carry less weight in the heart, to live with fewer regrets, to welcome each morning with gratitude rather than fear. And it is our evenings that give us the practice we need for that kind of life. I believe that is why evening routines have such a profound impact. They are not just physical habits, they are a daily rehearsal for a life of intention. When I reflect on my own journey, I realize that the nights I spend with gratitude, with a moment of stillness, or with the warmth of connection are the nights that set me free. They remind me that even as time moves forward, I still hold the power to choose how I meet it. That choice, repeated night after night, builds resilience, clarity, and hope. And hope, more than anything, is what keeps us alive inside. So longevity after 60 is not only about protecting the body, it is about nurturing the spirit. It is about understanding that each evening we are given a new chance to close one chapter with peace and to open the next with courage. That is what I want for you, to see your evenings not as routine, but as sacred opportunities to live with depth and meaning. Stay with me, because the next part of this journey will take us even further. I will share how these insights are not just theories or practices, but keys that can transform the way you feel about growing older itself. Don't step away now. The most powerful revelation is just ahead, and it may be the very encouragement you have been waiting for. As we reach the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with one lasting thought. Longevity after 60 is not just about living longer. It is about living better. It is about waking up each morning with a sense of purpose, carrying energy in your body and peace in your heart, and knowing that every evening you end your day with care for yourself. The small choices you make each night, choosing a lighter dinner, putting aside the phone, creating a quiet moment of gratitude, are not small at all. They are the very foundation of how you age, how you feel, and how you connect with the people you love. I have come to understand that the evening routine is more than a habit. It is a statement of self-respect. It tells your body and mind that you value them enough to give them what they truly need. I've met people who thought they had no power over aging, yet when they began to shape their nights differently, they felt new life stirring within them. It is proof that change is always possible, no matter our age. You are not too late, you are not too old, and you are certainly not powerless. Every evening is another chance to write the story of your life with dignity, strength, and hope. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Longevity is a choice we make daily, and after 60, it is often found in the little things we once overlooked. For you, that might mean turning off the television earlier and taking a slow walk under the night sky. For someone else, it might be keeping a small journal of gratitude by the bedside. These acts are not grand or dramatic, but they are deeply meaningful. They are acts of love toward yourself, and they build resilience in the body and calm in the spirit. So how do we apply this today? Start tonight. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is right now. Pick one small change and make it part of your evening. Protect it as if it were a promise to yourself. Over time, these promises add up, and the life you create becomes lighter, healthier, and more joyful. That is the gift you can give yourself, and it is one that keeps on giving every single day. Now, I would love to hear from you. Do you believe that making one small change in your evening routine could improve the way you feel tomorrow morning? Please share your thoughts in the comments by answering with a simple yes or no. Your perspective may inspire someone else who is listening today. And if you found this video meaningful, if it spoke to your heart or gave you a new way of looking at life after 60, I kindly ask that you subscribe to Beyond 60 Wisdom. Leave a comment with your reflections and share this video with your friends and loved ones, so together we can create a community of encouragement and inspiration. Every word you share gives us the energy to keep making heartfelt videos for you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here, for giving your time, and for letting us walk alongside you. Let's keep talking, keep learning, and keep building lives filled with wisdom and hope.